Hi, Cancer. You know how your season shows people and directs people to where they need to take a greater look at the strength, their emotional strength, and their emotional awareness, and where certain shit comes out of nowhere. Well, this month is like how what comes out of nowhere is where people are unsatisfied with their life. And for you, it's really cool because most of you are extremely satisfied with certain things in your life, but where there is lacking, and this is mostly, a relational month. So for you, it's about how you're choosing to speak now and how you're choosing to speak about your passions and how you want to move forward. Hold on one second. I dropped a card a little farther away. And that card was the Ace of Pentacles. So from the Page of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, it becomes rather obvious to you. It's like so funny, the perspective. Look at the Pentacles. Whatever you may have been looking at too closely may have been taken away or needed a break or a space, but there's also this newness, and there's also this youthful feeling about your future. Some of you are craving that youthfulness about your future. But for most of you, there's sense of newness in building your relationships and building what you want moving forward and being able to speak about the things that you have learned, the things that have come to the forefront of your mind, and for some of you, you might be valuing more of what the people around you are saying. There's some things that in the past you may have not have listened to, and now you're really listening. And this is also having you realize that where in your life you need to have that balanced communication. Where that isn't occurring, you want that to show up now. That's a very much a part of this Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. And a lot of you are thinking about and contemplating certain things and certain aspects of your life. Saturn went direct on Sunday the 10th, or depending on where you live, on the 10th, a couple days ago. This is very much showing you so this month is clearing up a lot for you and maybe taking you, usually it's a very social month, but I think for some of you, you're feeling like you want to stay close to home. You don't want to like travel or venture too much. And if you do, it's more of an independent thing. It's what you want to do. And there's having this space and this clarity is giving you so much opportunity to sense certain parts of your intuition and that you're finding in your thought process. You get very clear on that. This space that you're getting from people or even from your own mind is very much this opening to what's to come. So what felt very much like you couldn't let go of, you've now allowed yourself. So Page of Pentacles, you're holding on to this pentacle. Then it's the Ace of Pentacles bringing you something different, bringing you something that you couldn't have held on to, that this is from the universe, this is from the source. And you're listening in a different way now, which creates even more openness and opportunity to fulfill this Three of Wands and whatever this Three of Wands is for you. Wherever you want to take this, however you want to go with your future and what your plans are. There's still going to be surprises. There's still going to be moments of like, this is taken away and this is coming in. Libra season can be very surprising in that way. And it's showing you wherever you start new, even if it's in a thought process, that's a great place to be. You have a chance to mature in a way. You have maturity to do, which means you have a lot of play to do. There's a lot of youthfulness to be had, because it's felt like a lot of Saturn in retrograde in Aquarius could be slightly constricting. Now that it's gone direct in the plans that will go direct by the end of the month, it's going to reveal how much space you've actually had. And I just keep going back to space because I think this month doesn't feel... Yeah, okay. If you don't have the words, don't say it. Listen instead. Listen. Don't just say things because you think you know or you want to talk. There's just no need for it this month. It's more, the focus is way more about listening, because that's what's going to guide you to the next step that you need to take, the next action that you need to take. Because some of you, it's almost like you don't even know, like, not that you, like, you want to say something, you don't know how to say it, and you don't even know, you don't have the proper structure to form whatever the words are, whatever the conversation piece is. And I think this has to do with your family, your home, or wherever you spend most of your time doing. This is about that. And this month, it's like extremely delicate for you because it's a lot of mental space being taken up, and it's a lot of discipline to other parts of you, so that this opening and this new, very brisk, refreshing air comes through, and it shows you wherever you felt stuck in your head or stuck in a certain pattern, wherever you felt like, I've been working on this, but it doesn't seem to give me this outcome. This month, it shows you very clearly, especially by the end of the month, what it is the small shift has to be in order to get the outcome you desire, but also to be unattached to it at the same time, which is Libra season. It's like, or that Libran energy is to understand that you want the thing, but you'll meet it at the time that you are supposed to meet the thing. Like, you couldn't have found out whatever this information is until now, because whoever you needed to become in order to receive that is the person that you have been becoming and who you are now. So that couldn't have been any different. Now is the time that it needs to happen. And for some of you, you may feel slightly thrown off, even if it's good. But then by the end of the month, there's this whole opening of like, I know where I need to direct and put all of this energy. I know what I truly desire. So starting with the 3 of Wands, questioning certain things, seeing where you need to grow, being open to listening to your higher power, listening to the opportunities, listening to the people you value and that value you in return, coming and connecting with that authentic nature, connecting with something that may felt totally out of the blue, and relieving this part of you that you didn't even know was dormant. Relieving this part of you that you didn't even know that you were adding energy to subconsciously. There's an awareness that comes over you that gives you a clear idea of how you want to spend your energy, your time, how you want to use your love, who you want to put it towards. Family and that kind of structure becomes very important. It's always been important to you, but it becomes even more important to you by the end of the month. The vision that you have for it becomes more important to you by the end of the month. And even though it's empty, that's the word, you might feel some sort of empty feeling somewhere, that a part of you is just not fulfilled in the way you like it. That, and allowing that very obvious reflection in your life for some of you, creates a very vulnerable, valuable conversation with you. And I genuinely think this is you, your intuition, your higher power. This is that connection with whatever magic it is, whatever that source is for you. And it creates this very solid relationship between you and the parts of you that you can remain stuck without, because you might be, you're afraid of what you don't know about yourself yet, almost. And it's going to be something that's very that's very shifting. But the more important thing to remember is that it's not going to hurt you. It's only going to help you. It's going to help you realize where and why you may have been doing something that isn't giving you that ultimate fulfillment or result that you have been wanting. It's also about letting go of that expectation of I've tried so many different things and I now, what am I going to try this and this is going to work? Yeah, it might, actually. It's the discipline to the question as opposed to the outcome that really I'm going to extend your focus to go towards. The question instead of the outcome, instead of the feeling. It's a curiosity about this emptiness that you may be feeling, or this spaciousness you may feel. And you're almost like, how do I fill it? Well, what's the rush to fill it at the moment, right? Like, how can you add value to this space? What is this emptiness, or what is this space giving you? What is this opportunity? Or how can you look at it as an opportunity? Or how can you look at it as, where can I find value from this? You don't have to answer that question in a sitting, but let yourself ponder it throughout the rest of the month, that when everything goes direct, you'll know where you need to put your energy and your time, and how you need to even manage all of that, because something is going to click. Just something is going to click for you. All right. Cancer. If you want to work with me one-on-one, all that information is below. We will take a look at these cards, because you'll realize why it's spaciousness. It's just very clear of there's not a lot that needs to be said or done this month. It's kind of you allowing yourself to be receptive and let Libra season, let the wind do some of the work for you, right? And that's knowing that when you rest your mind, you relax and you allow yourself to take somewhat of a step aside, or even from your own life, or doing something that takes your mind off of other things, which is funny because I told Gemini that. So it's a similar but not the same, because for you it's a little different. It's about that control. It's about what's being very clearly shown to you about the control, and where it's better placed. Okay? I love you, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Cancer. The way out is being and understanding that where you're at with this adventure is at the beginning. And the beginning, yes, it starts with you, but you're going to have a lot of help. You're in, regardless if you realize it, you're in receptive mode, and it's really important for you to be in receptive mode right now, because you're receiving the necessary ideas, thoughts, intuition about people, places, things that you need to go, that you need to speak about, that you need to speak to. You'll attract the right people when you get really clear about what it is that you want. And once you get really clear about what it is that you're going after and want, even if it's just a few of the basic, sorry, little babies, the basic steps, you're receiving the right people, the right situations to listen and to get and retain the value of these conversations, and therefore you're able to ask the right questions, which therefore will then lead into having so much openness, so much open space. Look at these three, it's just so much open space for you to then divulge, which is one of your favorite things to do if you're starting something new, a new project, a new outlook, a new adventure. a new way of income. It's one of your favorite things is to develop all of this using the constant like, boom, this in my mind. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do it. Just everything's going to start connecting for you this month. The open space gives you that connection. But if you don't do that for yourself, then you're going to miss the information that you really need. Spirit brings it through people sometimes. And you know this, but now you need to know it even more, because when we get to this point, Saturn has gone direct already. When we get to this point by the end of the month, you'll realize what stopped you from looking at your life and looking at having the fulfillment, the family, the everything that you wanted. You'll have this major awareness of what has been your drawback, it was from you. What part of you wasn't being authentic to yourself in situations before? And now you've invested so much time and energy into yourself, into this, that you're not going to settle for it. You're going to be stating new things. If you're in a partnership or a long-term relationship, you're going to say, hey, my needs have changed. This has changed. Right? It's time for this month is a great time to have those hard conversations, because you're listening to what you want more than ever. And what happens when a Cancer changes and listens to what they want and need, then states what they want and need and what they really want and need from someone and from the people in their lives, you then have your focus and your energy shifted in a way that is so different for you, so prosperous, right? So clear. There's so much to be gained from it, and it shows you where you need to focus and where you need to put your energy and where you need to put that energy. And the fruits, you'll start seeing like more and more of it by Aquarius season. So give it a few months to start the process, the build, the growth in Aquarius season, which is end of January into February. So by like January, February, you'll start to see the growth even more. That's like the next step of it all. Virgo season made it very clear to you that you can no longer live in which way you were living before. I don't remember the whole reading last month, but you can no longer live that way. Whatever it showed you, you can no longer put up with that situation. You can no longer do that. And you're starting out extremely fresh this month. Like extremely fresh. It's almost like, I don't even know what I need to ask, or I don't even know, like you might feel very childlike in a way that's very innocent in the beginning of this month. But make it a point to be alone and take time alone this month more than ever. A lot of you're gonna find yourself, Libra season, trust this about Libra season, in the right place at the right time to hear what you need to hear and say what you need to say. And to make things clear. Saturn going direct made it very clear to you where you are unfulfilled in your life. And that's what a Libra season is bringing to most people's attention. Where you, and I didn't say this to everyone. Okay, Cancer? This is between the cardinal signs. You show people where they're emotionally unfulfilled in all areas of their life. Libra season shows where you are unfulfilled in your relationships. And that's everything. Your relationship with yourself, your people, your family, kids, your partners, your work, your co-workers, like your relationship with the universe. If I already said that, I'm sorry. Your environment, everything. Where it's unfulfilled, or where maybe you need to show up more, right? So there's this balancing act going on, and you're listening, and that's so important. Be receptive to the flow this month. Let the wind, let the thoughts guide your intuition. It's on point. Let yourself feel this. You'll have an emotional release, but it'll be so good for you. So good for you. Because all of that release needs to come out. It's so funny. I just did the first part of Leo, and I told them this thing, like, that happens when I don't allow myself to give love. When I'm receiving so much love at some point, I'm overflowing. If I cannot allow myself to give that, I end up spoiling it. and it comes out in a way that is not, that's smelly. Like, no one wants that shit, right? So if you find yourself in a place where you're attracting so much, but then all of a sudden maybe you feel, for the word is gluttonous, give. Don't hold on to it. It's a big part of cardinal water. Don't hold on to it. Give, let it flow. Okay? This is dope. Pump for you. So much energy this month. You may have felt tired, maybe up in your head in the beginning, but towards the end of the month, you'll understand why. Or you'll understand a broader version of why, and then Scorpio season will take you in deep, you know? That's just how it is. You'll like it. I feel like next month you're really gonna, it'll be interesting. Okay, all information to work with me is below. Payment options are below. I love you. See you next month, Cancer.